Okay, I'm uploading this video in HD because I'm recording on the cell phone. Anyway, it's actually pretty warm out today. It hasn't been for a while. I think it's about probably 69, 70. Actually, I can tell you right now. Hold up. A little over 70, actually. 71, 72, I don't know. That looks about... Ah! If I can get this back on the wall without breaking it now, that'd be nice. There we go. Anyway, point being, since it has been all winter, I figure I'll go ahead and start some of these, or all of these air conditioners up at least once and record it. I'm not going to start this one. This is the 12,000 BTU LG. It does heat and cooling. It's actually a pretty decent unit. It's hopefully it's okay. It's been wet. Those electronic controls might be screwed up. If they are, I can just mess with that later. Coil's a little bit rotted at the very bottom, but it's actually, the pan's still in decent shape. And this is one of those LG units that, even though it is an LG, it's still pretty heavy. I think you can buy these same units or very similar ones under the Friedrich name. Don't yell at me for lifting it up by the tubing there. In fact, I won't. There's the compressor. Anyway, very nice unit. I used to have this installed in my bedroom. It's a 220 volt unit. Got the remote. Actually works quite well. But here's the problem. This sleeve, and when I got this unit about probably 3 years ago, but I only used it for about 2. When I got this unit, it was fine. But this sleeve has rotted out. As you can see, there's a bar at the back. This was it. And this whole thing, this bar used to be like, you know, across, I don't know exactly how, like that, yeah. Across here, and it's just kind of, I don't understand it. It's just literally rotted away to nothing. This is damn North Carolina. They don't salt things around here, and even if they did, we're not like on a road. And I'm not by the beach or anything. But anyway, you can see how weak this is. Up here is about the only place that's solid on this. So it hadn't fallen out yet, but I didn't trust it to not because that's a pretty heavy unit. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta get a new sleeve. If anyone knows, I mean, it's even rotted up here in the top corner. I can almost push through that. But if anyone knows where I can get a new sleeve for this unit, that would be very helpful. Where's the information? Oh, the information is on the sleeve, isn't it? Where's the model? There you go. I need a sleeve for that. Doesn't have to be the right one, it just has to fit. And I need a window sleeve, not a wall sleeve. Anyway, that's a 220 volt unit, so I don't have a cord to plug it into. I guess that was a very... I'm gonna move this Amana, and you're just gonna have to hold on a second because the phone doesn't let me pause things. Okay, I moved the Amana. This is like my favorite air conditioner right here. Well, maybe aside from this Philco. This thing is in absolutely, like, almost near mint condition. You saw when I took it apart, I went inside of here. There was hardly any rust in this pan. Coil's nice and clean. It's got a little bit of bending there, but even the screws aren't rusty. The guy said that he used it for, I forget exactly how long. He said it was maybe a month or so, I don't remember. But he said he only used it while his central AC was broke when it was new and then never used it again, and I believe it. These are in perfect shape. They're not yellowed at all by the sun on the outside. I mean, when do you see something like that? This is a 90s model, so it's not that old, but it's still very well made. And these old Amanas have always been some of my favorite units. And they're kind of hard to find, at least around here. I know they're easy to find in some places. So let me move some of this crap out of the way. The helmet that I used for my scooter, and I sold the scooter after the engine blew up. And then the guy got all mad because the engine was blown up, even though I sold it as is for $40. It's like, what do you expect, a perfect running scooter for $40? Okay, so I guess let's start at this end. Let me get my, this thing here, this is a nice extension cord, by the way. I can't find, I guess I could look up that model number. I don't know if they still make these, but you just pull it out like this. Got this nice cord on it. You just pull it out, and then that's it. I mean, you can roll it back up easily. You don't have to deal with any of that. So let's go ahead and turn on this Frigidaire here. This is a, here's the information. I can't turn the thing completely sideways, but there's the model. This is, I think it said 97 at one point, but the sticker's gone. This unit, if I could get it plugged in, would be nice. This unit, the front is taped on. It's not in the best of shape, but the unit itself is. We'll go ahead and turn it on high fan first. Okay, we're good. And I really do like these older WCI Frigidaire units like this, or, you know, they're not like the best thing. They're not like a quality vintage unit is, but I mean, for what these are, they work really well. And listen how quiet it is. Let's see, where's the compressor? We're gonna go ahead and start that. I think it's over here. Here's high cool. And it hasn't been started in a while. We got a little bit of angry compressor noise going on, but it's already starting to get cool. I've heard people always say rotary compressors don't get cold quick. This thing's already cold. I mean, it's not as cold as it's going to get, but I mean, it's been sitting for a few months. I don't know. I don't have a problem with rotary compressors. I really don't. Now, I would prefer, get off of there. I would prefer a reciprocating compressor, sure. But I don't have a problem with rotary compressors, at least if it's a good quality one. I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't even know if I've shown all these units on video or not. I know I've shown this one. I know I showed the video when I acquired these, but it's recently been brought to my attention that it was removed. I know I had a whole video on that, and this. I've shown most of these. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, so I've got this compressor back here. I don't know what it's out of, but some sort of central air system. You can see the bottom pan, it's real small. It's a Bristol, I guess it's a reciprocating compressor, I don't know. Very heavy. Somebody just threw it in the damn ditch up the street, so I figured I'd do everyone a favor and pick it up. And I was originally going to try to make a silent air compressor out of it, but I never got around to it. Anyway, this is running great. You can hear the compressor sounds great. And like I said, these are good little units to have in a bedroom or whatever. I would recommend having a pedestal fan or something like, you know, like that sitting in front of it, because they don't really move much air, but they cool really well. And they're quiet. That's what I like. For a bedroom, these things are nice and quiet. So we'll go ahead and turn on the Gibson here. Now this Gibson's pretty much the same unit as that. They both have the same Macmillan type PSC fan motor and the same LG compressor. Yes, unfortunately they do not have the the Tecumseh compressor. So go ahead and cut it on fan first. Once again, this one works pretty good. Here's the information on this one. Sorry, I can't turn it all the way sideways. We'll go ahead and turn it on compressor. And there we go. This is one of those units, or no, I'm sorry. I was about to misspeak. I was gonna say this is one that I put R134A in as an experiment. No, that wasn't this one. That was one we're gonna get to in a second, which is outside. And it still works after about 3 years of being used with R134A in it. This one here was low when I got it, slightly low. It's already getting cold. This one, the compressor sounds a bit better than that one. Anyway, this one's already cold. It was low when I got it, and I took that old air temp, that Fetters made air temp unit with the Rotorex compressor in it. That thing was shot, so I took, I put a bullet piercing valve on it, and you know, succulated some of the ice cube juice out of there and put it in here. I don't have a temperature probe. I'm very sorry. I know you probably don't even believe that it's working properly, but it is. Go ahead and cut that off. We'll move on. Only thing I'll say about this cord, extension cord, is you gotta watch out for overloading it, because if it's reeled up like this partially, it gets hot. It needs to be unrolled fully to be able to be used at its maximum rating. Let's see, here you have this Westinghouse Nobler. Did I forget to mention again? I put these on pallets. They were originally sitting on the ground, and when it rains, water came running through here, so I put these up on pallets, and that's, I don't know if it's helping or not, but no water's getting directly on them. This one's in nice shape. I know there's a video on this one. The airplane, I can't pause the video or I'd wait for the plane to go by. This one has issue. The condenser coil is sort of rotted in this. I think somebody put New Bright or something on it and didn't rinse it very good. So the aluminum fins are gone, but it still works, still cools, and it's not leaking. So we'll go ahead and cut it, high fan. This is a 10,000 BTU, by the way. The sticker is inside the vent, so I'm not gonna pull it off. I think the compressor's over here. There you go. I think this has a Matsushita rotary as well. And I mean, it's not cold, but it's already starting to cool down a bit. I think people dislike rotaries a bit too much. The new rotaries, yeah, they suck. They sound horrible. But these old quality-made rotary compressors are fine. I don't have a problem with them. They sound pretty good. They seem to last a good long time. I'm not going to spend too long on these each individual unit because, you know, video length. But this one, let me turn it down to low. You can barely hear that compressor. When you turn it to low, you can hear it a little bit more. You can hear the gas flowing around in there. So let's do this Amana. This filter needs to go. This Amana doesn't have a plug on it. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna make a UL approved safety connection here. Hold on. Almost made a proper UL approved safety connection. Come on. Come on, UL approved safety connection. If I could just get the UL approved safety connection to stay. These cords are too thick. Son of a bitch. There we go. I think we made a good UL approved safety connection now. See, this is the modern rotary compressor that I'm talking about, how they're so noisy. What the hell? Oh, did my UL approved safety connection just fail? It did. Okay. Well, you heard it run. We have a Hampton Bay that needs to go to the scrapyard. It's got a refrigerant leak. You saw the video where I recharged it, then you know it had a leak, and now it's not cooling again. So this thing is ready for the scrap heap. This is one of those modern units that's not absolutely horrible, but in my opinion, these are okay, not great. But this is about as cheap as they should get. They should have never made them any cheaper than this. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on the Emerson Quiet Cool. Now this is a really nice one. This has the Tecumseh AE compressor. I think it's on this side. So we'll cut this. Well, I don't want to play with the thermostat, so we're not going to, but we'll go ahead and turn it on Quiet Cool. And on Quiet Cool, I don't know how the hell it's supposed to cool anything. It doesn't move enough air. You gotta put it to Super. On Super, it moves a pretty decent amount of air. This one takes a while to get cool. I don't think it's low on refrigerant. I put it in my bedroom for a while, and it cooled okay. A 5,000 BTU unit's too small. I need an 8. I've been using that. That's a 7. It works pretty decent. I think it's a 7. I don't remember exactly. Anyway, it's nice and cold. It's already cold. The coil gets nice and cool the whole thing, and it creates a lot of condensation, so I don't think it's low. It's cool now. It just takes it a little while. Okay. Okay, I'm having problems with unplugging things today. Go ahead and oh, that's already plugged in. We'll go ahead and fire up the... Oh, I plugged it in already because this has that 3-minute thing where it won't come on for 3 minutes. I don't know if I've ever fired this one up on video. It still needs to be cleaned. I went and picked this one up off of Craigslist for free. It's a General Electric, but it's made by LG. It's modern, but once again, this is another one of those units. This thing's junky, but it's like that one. It's not as bad as the new ones. It's not horrible. I would much rather have an old one, but I wouldn't be opposed to using this, but this is about as cheap as they should ever have gotten. This one's got the wraparound coil, and it's a slide-out chassis, which makes it a little bit better. Of course, typical LG fashion, the buttons don't work. You have to use the remote. And 60 looks like it says EO. Now, I should add, the compressor sounds okay in this. There's something loose in there, and I have yet to figure out exactly what it is. Now, this one moves a good amount of air, and these directional vents actually surprisingly well directional the air. That was not a sentence, but I think you know what I meant. Fan speed, we'll go down to fan 1. You hear that? The compressor in this unit sounds fine. I don't know what that noise is, but there's something rattling around in there, something loose. I gotta figure it out. Of course, it doesn't perform as well as a vintage unit, although I will say that the fan in this unit is nice and strong. I mean, you could see actually the wall of the tent over there is sort of blowing around. And it's cold. It's still got R22 in it, so it's nice and cold. I don't know. This display worked when I got it. I guess it doesn't now. Anyway, there's that one. Now here's the Crosley. The Crosley had molded plug disease, so I had to put a new plug on it. I haven't turned this on since I pulled it in from outside. I need to clean all of these units except for like this one, which I just did. The Crosley was sitting on its side for a while, so hopefully it's okay. We'll go to fan only first. This is why I quit using this unit inside. The fan on this thing is so loud, even on low. We'll go ahead and turn it in between speeds, and I'll put it on low cool so you can hear the compressor. And the compressor's over here. Yeah, this unit, it runs great and it cools great. And it'd be a good living room unit or something if you have it like, you know, if you're sitting here and the unit's about the distance that that unit is from me, it wouldn't be bad. Like, you know, let's say you're in a living room, you have the unit there and there's a couch here, it's fine. But in a bedroom, at least in my bedroom, I don't know if you've seen the way the air conditioner is, but it's literally right next to my desk. So when I'm sitting there, I'm literally about this far away from it. And even on low cool, although it is kind of noisy out here anyway, so it's hard to tell, it's just too loud. The fan in this thing's too loud. And the reason I believe that is because this unit's about the same. It's a 10,000 BTU Whirlpool. The reason I think that is because instead of a proper blower wheel, it has just like a flappy paddle type metal fan. I think that's just a lot louder. It moves air okay, but it's too loud. I might at some point try putting a regular blower wheel in here and seeing if it does any better. Because here's high cool. You hear how loud that fan is? I mean, it cools really, really well. It's just too damn loud. But I mean, you know, living room, you're about this distance from it. It's not bad at all, but I should add, this doesn't bother me if I'm trying to sleep or something, the noise like this, because this unit doesn't sound like a modern unit. That bothers me. If it's loud, I don't care, as long as it's an even sound. But if I'm like sitting at my desk trying to do something or trying to listen to something, it's just too damn loud. Okay, can you unplug, please? There we go. Where's the plug for this other one? Here it is. Let's plug for this Whirlpool. I don't know if I ever showed it on video or not, but I replaced the switch in it, and I got the exact same part number for the switch, and it doesn't line up. I think this is supposed to be medium, max, and low cool, and then this does fan, and then that's off. But I think medium cool and low cool, they seem about the same, so I'm not sure. This unit runs pretty good. It'll be a good living room unit because it shoots out of both sides. Unfortunately, this one doesn't turn anymore. They're supposed to turn. The front grille on this is kind of screwy, but it could be fixed. I mean, that couldn't, but it's not bad. This one also has molded plug disease, and the plug gets quite hot after using it for a while, so, you know, that would have to be replaced, but I don't really have anywhere to use this unit. Here's fan. And the fan on this thing is pretty strong, but I don't know who designed this these vents, but they suck. Let's go to low cool. Oh, the side panels are still intact for this one, and I have them for the Crosley, and they're still intact. And this one gets cooled pretty quickly as well. This is an 11,000 some BTU, and this thing dims the damn lights when you turn it on. It really does. The compressor sounds okay. It's if I didn't mention it, Matsushita, LG. And this is a Tecumseh AE. Those two are LG. I think that one's a Matsushita as well. It's got a little bit of angry compressor noise, but I think that's probably just because I just started it now. It's already getting cold. You gotta watch out for this plug, because if I could get it out, that would be great. All this plugging, unplugging things, difficulties is really dragging down the video. Now here is probably one of the nicest units I have. This is my, of course it's the one that I have a bunch of crap sitting on top of. Oh, has it been getting wet? No. Okay, this is my Emerson. Well, you know what the hell this thing is. It's a Philco noiseless. There we go. Yeah, I really need to get all this weight off the top of it because it's kind of not closing right. Hold on. Okay. This one's got the Tecumseh Pancake, and there was a whole series, or not series, it was a series of videos, but I put them all together for storing this. Just go ahead and turn it on low fan. And we have nothing. Okay. High fan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's stuck. There we go. Had a stick or something in it, I'm not sure. Or wouldn't be capacitor. Okay, it's starting up now on its own. So, oh god, now I've got this whole thing to close again. There we go. Low fan. There you go. These are interesting because they suck in the back and blow out the side. You can see it blowing out there. High fan. Off. Compressor's over here, but the side is solid, so we'll go ahead and turn it on low cool. That really is a good sounding compressor. I wish this grill were in a little better shape. It's kind of beat up, but these things still work. The whirly woos. These actually direct the air surprisingly well. And of course, this thing, I don't even think I need to mention it. Ice cold. It's colder than any of those already. I think that I've still never gotten an exact date on this thing. I don't know where to look, if there even is one. And of course, it's got the vent. I've never gotten an exact date on this one, but this thing was a good find. I got it on Craigslist. Some guy had it. He was going to scrap it. And I said, I don't remember exactly what it was. I think I had an ad out looking for one. He said, I got this old one if you... So, you know, I had an ad out saying I was looking for old, like, air conditioners or whatnot. Now, I don't know why the cord's stuck in the side of this thing. Oh, stop. Give it. Okay, am I going to have to resort to force? No? No? Okay. Get the hell out of my way. Okay. Sometimes I get so mad at myself. Why the hell? I mean, I had to have done this. Can't think of anyone else who would have done this. Damn it. There we go. We only stripped the cord a little bit. You all know this unit. This is the clicky thing. How bad did we strip the cord? Oh, pretty bad. Okay. Put some tape on it. That's the hot wire, too. Here's the information on this one. Also got the rotary Tecumseh, Matsushita. Get in there. Hear the compressor. I'm not sure what's wrong with this compressor. I think it has some sort of a bad check valve or something. I don't know, because it almost seems like when you cut it off, it like lets the refrigerant go back through it the wrong direction. And it's, I don't know, it's strange. Because when you cut it off, you can almost instantly restart it. So it's like the pressure drains back real quick through it. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I know the electrical side of working on air conditioners, and I know how to tell if one's low on refrigerant, and I know how to tell if one's overcharged. And I know, you know, about cleaning coils and shit like that. You got too high head pressure. But as far as the mechanics on the inside, how the compressor works, I know you got a scroll type thing that like compresses the gas in these, and then in those you have a piston, but I'm not sure if there's actually some sort of check valve or not. Anyway, it's already cold. Let's see if we can... No, it didn't build up enough pressure to make the noise. So finally, we'll go ahead and cut this one out. Actually, we have one more. This is like one of my favorite units here, this Amana. I mean, it's just in such great shape. Here's the information on this one. Yeah, this is a 7,000 BTU. Now, it's slightly undersized for my room. Well, I should add, not undersized for the room as far as the size of the room goes, but with all the crap that I have and all the heat that's generated in there, slightly undersized. Anyway, let's go, let's cut the thermostat down and go for low. This is a nice quiet fan, but it moves a good amount of air. And we'll cut this back up. And I think the compressor, yeah, it's on this side. And we'll go ahead and cut it on low. And you can see we really didn't get much angry compressor noise out of this one. I really do believe this is low hour. The only thing I don't really like about this unit is the vents. These are fine, the way it goes side to side, but it's angled up. You can't, like, angle it down. Although, for some reason, that's how a lot of these are. They're angled up. You can't angle them down like you can on those. Anyway, this thing's already ice cold. It's probably, honestly, about as cold as this one. These two are probably the best performing units. And they're both right around 7,000 BTU. This grill's a bit damaged. I don't recall that being like that. Okay, we'll go ahead and... Now listen how smooth that is. That's a, not a Matsushita. If I said that was a Matsushita, that's wrong. This has a Toshiba compressor, which I've never had a unit with a Toshiba compressor. I don't know if they're any good or not, but it seems to be doing fine. And it seems to be pretty well made. And it sounds pretty good. If I can get the thing out. All right, we got actually two more to start up. Whoa. We have this thing. And this is a high efficiency Whirlpool. We might not be starting this one, guys. Yeah, this thing's full of water. Needs to not be sitting on its back either. Okay. Well, we'll start the Friedrich. Now, last time I tried to start this, just for the hell of it, I had it hot in there because I had the heater running, and it was like, I think it was 11 degrees outside, so I just wanted to see what the hell would happen, and it wouldn't. The compressor ran, but the fan didn't, so I don't know. I think what happened is the water in the pan had froze. So, yeah, I have never drain hole modded this unit, although one could go right there really good, so I think I might do that. Because you can see water getting in there pretty bad. I painted this case if nobody's noticed, or if anybody noticed, or whatever you say. It's dirty, but I painted the whole thing white. Not the best paint job, but yes, I did it with a brush. Bite me. No, I did it with a brush because I just had some white paint from doing that inside of that Philco, so I figured I'd do this. I painted this all black. Yeah, I might have gotten a little overspray on the coil as well, but not enough to block airflow. The other side of this coil is bad enough as it is, so I'm not really concerned about it. And I did the Friedrich, or sorry, the Friedrich logo. This has a Samsung compressor in it. This is an X-Star, by the way. It uses R410A. And it looks good from about this distance, and that's what really matters. So we'll go in here and cut this one on. Let me cut this fan off. That fan up there so we can hear what's going on. This paint ever dry, or was it faulty? Nope, look at that. I painted this. I was restoring this vacuum. I've kind of gotten pissed off at it now, so I just forgot about it for a while. I bought some paint. Yeah, here it is. Rust-Oleum. I don't know if the paint was defective or what, but it didn't spray very great. In fact, I got some fish eyeing going on because of that. And that should have been the first thing that I noticed, but you can see this is just where I was touching it. The paint never dried. I mean, it dried, but it didn't cure. I don't know what the hell. Anyway, here's the Friedrich. Let's go ahead and cut it on whatever it's on. Okay, it's on high cool. This unit runs... Oh, just blew a bunch of crap at my face. Unit runs really well, and it fits perfectly in here. If this thing ever dies, hopefully I can find another Friedrich that uses this chassis so I can just slide it into this sleeve and I don't have to remove everything. I was going to put this 240-volt unit in here and put it through the wall, but that sleeve is rotted out, so whatever. This is fine. We got not as much airflow through here as I want. But what's going on? Oh, that coil's all blocked up in there. Okay. Well, we've got airflow around the edges. This unit, I never properly cleaned this unit before I installed it here, and it'd been sitting outside in the, like literally outside for quite a while before I moved it inside. I'm trying to straighten that out a bit. So I gotta slide this out of here. Luckily, like I said, it's an easy thing. It's a slide out chassis. This isn't just a sleeve, so I don't have to remove the whole thing. You just gotta pull the unit out of the sleeve, so that's nice, and I'll clean it. But the compressor sounds pretty good. It's a Samsung. This is about the only unit I've ever had with a Samsung compressor in it, so I don't know how good or bad they are, but it sounds okay. Although it does get pretty angry sounding every now and then when it's hot outside. If it's hot, this thing, it gets pretty angry sounding. But that probably is because the coil's blocked and I've just been ignoring it. This is a modern unit. I'm not really, this isn't like a part of my collection. It uses R410A. It's a modern unit. I need to do some maintenance on it, but it's not like something that I'm really trying to restore or even preserve. But as far as modern units go, these are pretty good. These are better than, these are decent units. You can see it's running good. It's ice cold. Well, maybe you can't see that, but it is. So, yeah. Only thing about these is sometimes the fan bearings like to fail, but this one still seems pretty good. I'll go ahead and cut my vintage exhaust fan back on. No comments about that mess. I didn't do it. It was already like that. And I do need to get a box to put those connections in. This whole, this light is just screwed to the side of the building here. And I put another light in over here. You can see the wire going to it. I ran everything in number 12, by the way, but it's all on 15 amp fuses. I put this one here. I did this one correctly. This is how you're supposed to do it. You have a box behind the light, and all the connections are made inside of the box, but whoever put that light there didn't get the memo. So, there you go. That was all the air conditioners. I could start up the water fountain. I need to move the water fountain onto the pallet, but I'm not going to start up the water fountain. I still have a GE Carry Cool out on loan, so I can't start that one up for you. But the person who was using it was the same person who had this. And that still works, by the way. It's been about 2 years, and it had 134A I put in there. So I had people saying, oh, the compressor's going to go out because the oil... Well, you know what? It was in service for 2 summers, like solid, and it was actually cool. It's a 6,000 BTU. It was nearly cooling a whole house. That and a little small carry cool. Of course, it's a very small house, but it did it. It didn't get I mean, the compressor sounded angry, but the compressor in that thing's always sounded angry. And I mean, it was so low that it wasn't working. So, I mean, even if I literally did blow the compressor up the next day, if I got another day out of it, I would call that a successful repair, because the thing wasn't working before, and it's not like you're going to get somebody with a license to come out and properly recharge that unit. Anyway, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, the person who had this, he moved out of his house, moved to an apartment. Apartment's bigger than the house. He thinks that he's going to get another unit and use the carry cool. I don't think so. I think he's going to have to get completely different units. I think I'll probably give him, well, not give him, I don't give people things, but I'll loan things to people, but they can keep them as long as they want, whatever. This one and this one would probably be good, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe the carry cool is up to the task. That thing's pretty amazing for what it is. It's also a Hotpoint Porta-Cool, not a carry cool, but they're the same thing. Anyway, this has been a 41-minute video on starting some old ratty air conditioners. If any of you actually watched this far, let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. And I really need to fix this because this is not an approved watertight connection. Something's falling in there. Sure. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I should have started that dehumidifier, but I'm not going to now. It's been sitting outside for a few months. It might be screwed, but I don't know.